recruit anybody. If you have somebody come in to do an orientation, you're going to get 10 free papers once they sign up. The way this works, we do have some slips we can hand out. It'll have you can write down your name and your badge number. You can hand those out to people to tell them to bring those back in. You just tell them to mention your name or your badge number, and this way you'll get credit for it. They have to go through the orientation, and once they sign up, then you're down to get those 10 free papers. So if you can get 4 or 5 recruits to come in each month, that's going to be 40 or 50 papers that you can get once they sign up. So there's a lot of different ways you can get some free papers from us, and then, like I said, that all kind of counts towards your sales total. The first time you sell 50 papers in a month, and this is one time only, you're going to get 10 free papers for that. Each month, when you distribute 100 papers in a month, you're going to get another 10 free papers for that. And when you hit 150 papers sold in a month, you're going to get another 10 free papers for that as well. Now, if you do make it to the 300 club, you're going to get 50 free papers for that one. So like I said, you can kind of see how you can kind of build that sales total up with a lot of free papers. And again, if you ended up having to give away a few free papers, it's not affecting anything. So that's kind of how that works. Another thing too with the 300 club, and I didn't mention this before, but with the 300 club, if you hit that 300 level one month, and then the next month, say for whatever reason, maybe you got sick, or you were working on getting housing, or you just had some other stuff you were doing, and you weren't able to be out there as much as you needed to be to get back to that 300 level, you don't automatically lose your spot. You don't automatically, oh, that spot is gone. That's not how that works. You do get a 30-day grace period. And so if you get back to the 300 level after that 30 days, then you can keep that spot. So, but if you miss it 2 months in a row, you will lose your spot. You miss it 1 month, you get another month to make it up. You miss 2 months, then you do lose that spot. So that's kind of how that works. Top 10 vendors for the month, they're going to get a total of 20 free papers. And if you are the top vendor of the month, you're going to get 50 free papers. So like I said, there's a lot of different ways that you can get some free papers to build up that sales total. We are here at 22nd and Champa every Monday through Friday from 9 o'clock to 11. And this is where you can pick up papers. You can check to see if you have any freebies coming, any incentives. You get your ID badges here, orientations. I forgot to mention before, if you do have somebody come in for an orientation, tell them to make sure to be here by 10 o'clock because we start doing orientations at 10 o'clock sharp. As you can see, they take about 45 minutes to an hour, so that's why they need to be here by 10. So make sure to emphasize that with them. If they come in a little bit late, they can't get in on that day's orientation because once we get started, we don't hold up for anybody else. But so that's what goes on here on Monday through Friday from 9 to 11. We do an afternoon distribution on Monday, Thursday, and Friday, and that's from 2 to 3 down at 16th and Curtis. What we do is we roll a big cart of newspapers down to the corner there. It's right across from the Rock Bottom Brewery, kind of cat-a-corner from the Starbucks we can vend in front of. So right there at 16th and Curtis, and we'll roll out some papers. All we do there is we just sell papers. We don't do anything else. We just sell papers. And if the weather's bad, if it's rainy or if it's snowy, or like I said, we push a big cart down there. If we can't get that cart through the snow, we'll bring afternoon distribution here. And like I said, we're going to do it somewhere. It'll either be here or down. We try to keep it down on the mall because it's just convenient for people. A lot of people are vending downtown, so we try to keep it downtown if we can. But if we have to bring it down here, we will, depending on the weather. The other thing too, that's your last chance to get papers on the weekend. If you need papers for the weekend, you got to get them that Friday, and that Friday between 2 and 3 is the last chance to get those. So if you're going to need any, you got to get down there by then. And if you have any interest at all in ever doing this up in Boulder, because you can take this anywhere in the state to vend the paper. It doesn't just have to be in the metro area. You can go up to Fort Collins, you can go to Loveland, you can go wherever you want. Colorado Springs we have vendors go down to. I had a vendor say he was going to go down to Pueblo. That's my hometown, so it's kind of like, so you could take it different places throughout Colorado. But if you have any interest in doing it up in Boulder, you can buy papers up there at a place called the Carriage House, and they are there Monday through Friday, and they do it at 8:30 and 3 o'clock sharp. There's also another little orientation they do up there in Boulder because the rules down on the Pearl Street Mall are kind of similar to 16th Street, but there's a few things that are different, so they do a little bit of a different orientation up there for the Boulder vendors. But if you ever want to give it a try, I would say definitely go for it. And then last but not least, submissions. I think the coolest part of the newspaper, there's a section of the paper called In Your Own Words. And that is all writing from the people in the vendor program. And the 2 years that I've volunteered here, we have had some amazing writers come through this program. I've had a chance to read some really, really cool poetry, some really good short stories, some really cool artwork. Feel free to submit any of this stuff. If you have any questions about it, you can talk to Donovan or somebody else here how to do it. But what we do is you submit it to the editor, and if they agree to publish it, then you get paid for it. So it's kind of a cool thing the way that works. So don't hesitate to bring anything in, because like I said, we have some talented people in this program, and it's always been cool to read everything they have. And to me, like I said, I think that's the coolest part of the paper. So definitely bring your stuff in if you have anything. And last but not least, one thing I always tell everybody after we go through the orientation: don't get discouraged. When you're out there and you're giving this a try, it's like any new job, any new thing you're taking on for the first time. There's going to be those periods where you're going to be like, oh man, is this right for me? Is this the right fit? This just doesn't seem like it's working. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen vendors downtown that I did an orientation with, and I'm like, so how's it going? And they're just like, this just isn't working. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, whatever it might be. And I just think, okay, we're probably never going to see this guy again. 2 or 3 weeks later, they're coming in, buying 50, buying 100, buying 200 papers. And whether it's a combination of just getting that right spot, getting the right flow, getting the right pitch, whatever it is, all those little things coming together, it does come together. Realize that there is a community here that's willing to help you. We do have a really good community here. The other vendors, the people that work here and volunteer here, lean on us. If you have any questions, if you need help with anything, don't hesitate to ask. Like I said, it's a little community, it's a little family, and everybody kind of looks out for one another here too. So if you have problems, you have any questions or need advice, don't hesitate to come to anybody and ask. So again, good luck and wish you all the best out there. Do good.
Hi, my name is Gretchen Crow, and I'm a volunteer here with the Denver Voice. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming in today to go through the orientation. This is the first step for not only finding an economic tool, so you're finding work. This is legitimate work, it's hard work, it's honest work. But this is also a step to reclaim integrity. We have a wonderful group here, almost as a community, and we welcome you into the program.